Good morning. It's Thursday, May 9th. Mayor Adams of New York City said that Rikers is ready for Trump if the judge proceeds to jail him over the hush money trial gag order. You know, Trump, he does things to irritate people. That irritation is a ploy. It's an act in order to gain attention and to have people ready to vote for him. Everything that he is doing that's unusual and out of the spectrum of what most people do is because he's an attention-getting device. And he needs that attention to keep his base interested in his activities. And his base loves him for the activities that he engenders. So jailing President Trump at Rikers is a prospect that Mayor Adams said Tuesday he has begun to prepare with the head of the city's correction department. So Adams is not screwing around with this thing. He's ready to jail Trump if it becomes necessary. And I don't know that he's either going to prepare any special cell for him or anything. And maybe he'll even keep him solitary. That would be a bitch, wouldn't it? President Trump locked up in solitary? Because then he would have nobody to talk to. And you know, if he's in jail, I doubt that he's going to be able to rant on Twitter or on X or whatever you're calling it now, or on Truth Social, his own site. You think that if Trump goes to prison because he can't keep his mouth shut in court, if he goes to prison, that they're going to allow him to carry his laptop with him? No, he will be incommunicado. At least that's what I think. I don't think jailing him without keeping him incommunicado is going to do any good. And then he would be happy in jail. He's going to get 3 square meals a day. And he won't be paying for any of that stuff, except in the shape of fines. He's been fined about $9,000 because he can't keep his mouth shut in court. So that would be an interesting thing to look forward to see if Donald Trump will remain silent for the next couple of weeks and avoid being sent off to Rikers Island. But maybe a good trip to Rikers Island would do him some well out there where the sea is. Get some sea air into his system. And maybe that will keep him quiet and make him relax a little bit. Maybe it's not such a bad thing for him to go to jail. But it would be another first in the history of this country. That would actually put a president in jail. And for a stupid thing like not being able to control himself. So I want to move on to another subject now. And we have to keep our eye on this one. Here's another one that we really should be watching closely. Stormy Daniels took the court through her story. From childhood in Louisiana to her ventures in the adult film industry. Then she recounted the fateful day in 2006 when she met the future president at a celebrity golf tournament. At that particular time, Daniels was working for an outfit called Wicked Pictures. And it was funny, one of the adult film companies sponsoring one of the holes of a golf course. Now, some reporters who were listening to the story laughed, but no one else in the courtroom really smiled. Not the judge, not the prosecutors, not the defendant, and not his lawyers. It seemed to many of the reporters that the members of the jury seemed to behold Daniels with a certain curiosity, and they took her words very seriously, supposedly. And Daniels answered the prosecutor, Susan Hopfling, us questions gamely, sometimes in more detail than Judge Juan Merchant wanted, which repeatedly prompted Trump's lawyer, Susan Nicholas, to object. Now, Daniels gave an elaborate description of the hotel suite she said that Trump had taken her. She detailed the nearly 2 hours of conversation that she and Trump shared in the dining room of the suite. She said that Trump asked her about the adult film industry, but that unlike most people, he was less interested in the sordid details than the practicalities. Are there any unions, he said? Do you get residual? He was asking those kinds of questions. What about testing? He wanted to know. He was worried about some form of venereal disease. When Daniels talked about spanking Trump with a magazine, some of the jurors finally smiled and cracked. And at the judge's urging, Hoppinger asked Daniels to be as brief as possible in describing the sex between the two. I guess the judge didn't want anybody in the jury to get a hard-on or something. Daniels said they had been in the missionary position. And of course, Trump's attorney objected to that. And the judge agreed with the attorney. He sustained the objection. And then Daniels testified later that Trump did not wear a condom. Was that concerning to you? Hopplinger asked, to which Daniels replied, yes. And when Hopplinger asked why Daniels didn't say anything about it, Daniels told her, I didn't say anything at all. So for much of her testimony, Trump sat looking away from her. Before lunch, Hopplinger asked Daniels to discuss the details of the hush money payment that she received from Michael Cohen. In her telling, she accepted $130,000 in exchange for silence, mostly because she didn't want her then partner to find out about the encounter. I didn't care about the amount. I just wanted to get it done. The number didn't matter to me. Keeping it from my partner was the important thing. So that's how the testimony went. And I think they got what they wanted out of Daniels. They got the good picture of what Donald Trump was all about in the case of the hush money. So we'll only have to wait and see how long this trial goes, and hope that there's no such thing as a mistrial. And I personally hope that Donald Trump gets what's coming to him. And I'm not talking about jail time or anything like that. I'm talking about removing him as a candidate for the presidency of the United States. I don't think he did a good job the first time around, and I don't think he deserves a second shot at us. I'm thinking about the shape of this country, and I don't think that Donald Trump is the man to run it. So I leave you with that this morning. Have a great day. Bye.